Hello, welcome to my 2 o'clock Friday Facebook Live. I've just remembered I forgot to send a reminder, so if you're here, woo, go you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching it later on, that's brilliant as well. I hope you enjoy this card. This one is sort of got a bit of a floating frame, making the use of some gorgeous paper and a really fun stamp set, something fancy, combined with one of the dies from the Framed Florets dies that has these beautiful oval dies. There's actually 3 of them in the set, along with some beautiful dies that go with the coordinating stamp set. But first I want to show you this paper. This paper actually comes from our Sale-a-bration catalogue, which is on at the moment. You've only got another 5 weeks probably, because it finishes at the end of February and we're almost at the end of January now. So 5, perhaps 4.5 weeks. But this paper is here. It's the Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper. It's a level 1 reward stamp set. So for here in Australia, if you're shopping with me, you only have to spend $90 and you receive this stunning paper for free. Now check it out. It's got chrysanthemums and roses and more roses in fresh freesia and calypso coral and pink, petal pink, I think. There's some beautiful fresh freesia roses, and then a combination page with both colours on it. And then on the reverse of those papers, you have fresh freesia and calypso coral, petal pink, blackberry bliss, mossy meadow, and evening evergreen combinations. Okay, so that paper can be yours free with a $90 purchase from me at my online store at Handmade by Julia Quinn .stampinup.net. And I have made so many projects with it. After I finish making this card at the end of this, I will also show you a whole bunch of other cards I've also made with this paper, just by fussy cutting it out and making the most of the great illustrations. Actually, while I've got this Sale-a-bration catalogue too, I also want to show you, have you seen at the back the incredible promotions we have for joining this month? If you're interested, just let me know. But you could earn either a blue or a white little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I've used to die cut this frame, along with along with $315 worth of merchandise plus that for only $210. Like, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. Or you can just have products up to the value of $315 for only $169, which is our normal joining price. Incredible. More than twice as much. That's great value. So if you're interested, just let me know and I'm happy to answer all your questions. Okay, now let's get started on this. Oh, what have I got these here? Oh, that's just to show you the dies and the stamp sets that I've talked about here. Okay, so I'm using with this calypso coral some very vanilla cardstock, which sometimes I forget to use because I get carried away with the beautiful basic whites. But I like the subtlety. There's the die I used with the frame from the Framed Florets dies. I've already done my die cutting. And as I said, I just fussy cut the whole sheet. I had a quiet night, just sitting there in the chair, chatting to people, cutting things out. And I've got my card base, which is very vanilla, the thick very vanilla actually, just to give it a bit more stability. And then the ordinary very vanilla, 2 pieces exactly the same, one for the front and one for inside. And just before we do anything else, I probably should stamp the inside. So I've got Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You, and I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration, which is a really, really useful greeting to have in your stash. Okay, I use some Calypso Coral ink here and just stamp up my greeting for you right in the middle. Oh, little bugs there. Okay, colour that one, clean that stamp off. Hello anyone who's joining me. It's so exciting that you're here with me. So this is the inside of the card. And I'm going to put some bits and pieces of definitely right there. Look what I did. I'll just rub my hand off here. Right, so I will be putting one piece of paper there, somehow or other, like that. So I'll be doing an opposite orientation to what I did for my other card, and maybe using that one and that one. Well, let's just go ahead and stick them on. So what I'm going to do with these is use my dimensionals, the backs of my dimensionals, and I've got another sheet here, my dimensionals. Isn't it always the way that you find ink on your project where you didn't intend it to be? Thank goodness we have the magic of paper, and you can just cover it up. All right, now this one actually was an edge piece of the designer series paper, but I still cut it out because it works a treat for the edge piece of my card here. Okay, there, just on the edge, and we're going to go along and trim all those bits and pieces in a minute. And this little rose, one more for you, just here on the edge. Okay, so find my scissors and just trim, 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 trim. There we go. Swoosh them all out of the way. And then, because I've already, that's rubbish too, I've got my piece of cardstock just a little bit smaller than the size of my card. It creates this beautiful frame and gives it that real floating quality. Okay, just going to trim you a little bit straighter and put some seal on the back of that one. 1, 2, and stick that in. That's the inside of my card. Dunsky. All done. There we go. Look at that. I love that. Now, the front of the card. Now, what I have used, and I do want to show you, is for this frame, the best thing in the whole world is these foam strips. Now, these are on the adhesive page of our catalogue here, page 127. Foam adhesive strips. There's 9 meters of them, and they are perfect, absolutely perfect for going around these little framelits. As you can see, I've just about used this whole thing. I'm just going to cut a little short piece here and pop that in that little gap there. And they bend really nicely, so that's why they work so beautifully. You also use these with shakers. They're really great with really skinny word dies often. And then the back off that one. And then I'll center that over the top of my greeting, which I've already stamped. There we are. Ta-da! And they actually are really, you can see the depth you get with those lovely foam strips, and they make it so easy. All right, now to build up our lovely picture. So maybe, is that upside down? That would be better. That one in the corner there, and I've got all these bits and pieces. These ones, I need something else underneath that. Maybe that one there and those ones there. Oh, no, don't cover up the words, Julia. And then maybe that one. No, that one doesn't work. What else have we got here? We'll be chopping bits off, I think. that one there, chop that bit off. And do we need any more up here perhaps? Nah. Well, I'll have a look, see how we go when we've done what we've done with this lot and see what I think. So some dimensionals here. I just don't want to put it right on the very edge that I'm going to chop off. And there. So because, as you can see, I've made this card before, because of the way that the images are, every card you create like this turns out to be different, slightly different, because of the arrangement of the images on the paper and when you put them over your frame. Okay, we put you in the corner, didn't we? And then this one, got to find some more dimensionals. This does use a lot of dimensionals. Luckily they're cheap and easy to use. Some dimensionals there. And here you go. And then what did I have up the side? This one? Well, that gives me a bit more height anyway. Over there? Yes, over there. And oop. And I've got heaps more flowers left over to make more cards. Maybe I'll think of some other ideas that I can show you next time. Here we go. And ooh, once again, I'll trim off using my nice snips right on the very edge there. And sometimes with these edge pieces, you can actually come back and use them again, for example, along there. But we don't need that today. But I will keep that piece because that's quite a substantial piece of flower. And much as I don't like chopping straight into adhesives because they make your scissors sticky, and that affects the sharpness of your scissors. So wherever possible, try to avoid chopping straight into adhesive with your scissors. It's not good for them. So I'll have to give my scissors a bit of a clean with some stamping mist after this to get rid of all the residue, sticky residue. Okay. How did we go? How did that turn out? Oh, cool. Get you guys out of the way. And we can pop you on the front. I feel like I need to trim you just a pitch more. There we are. That's it. Oh, no, now it's crooked. I don't want to stress too much, Julia. It's just paper after all. Okay. But I definitely don't like that bit of adhesive poking through, so I'm just going to shove it back underneath. You could use your take your pick tool to do that as well. Okay, now I seal 1, 2, and pop you on the front of my card, and then the finishing touch is a brush brass butterfly, because they make everything magical. All right, so one inside, one at the, oops, over here, and then maybe another one on the outside of the frame. Oh, there we go. And there you go, that beautiful floating frame. I've got a little bit of adhesive stuck underneath there. Excuse me. Hold please while I just fix that. There we go, done. There's my floating frame with that gorgeous Forever Flowers Designer Series paper from Sale-a-bration, which you can earn free. If you purchased these frames and this stamp set, you would easily qualify to earn that paper for free. So it wouldn't take very much effort at all to get to your $90. Now, do you want to see some other cards I've seen made with using this gorgeous paper? I have, here's another one with the fussy cut fresh freesia flowers, and I've also stamped with the decorative borders and the sending smiles stamp set on this one. And that Dandy Designs paper is also a Sale-a-bration reward. Here's another one in the same Calypso coral tones, showing off that gorgeous paper and beautiful flowers again. Another one with Blackberry Bliss as the card base. And for this one I have used Forever, no, something about Friends. I can't remember what the name of the stamp set is actually. Flowers of Friendship, that's what it is. Flowers of Friendship. And then this one is from the Framed Florets stamp set, which goes with those lovely frames I used before. And once again, I've put the flowers on the corner, on the edges of my piece, with the greeting in the middle up on dimensionals, and it gives that lovely floating frame look. And last of all, another one in the beautiful coral, Calypso coral, with a window sheet. There you go. Beautiful cards using gorgeous paper. I hope you have a go making some beautiful projects with those. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy card making. Bye bye now.